If the world were like a Sleep Number mattress, everything would adapt for your comfort. Because as your life changes and your body changes, Sleep Number mattresses adapt and shift to give you personalized comfort night after night. And now everything's on sale during our Memorial Day event. Save up to $1,200 on mattresses for a limited time. To experience a whole new world of comfort, visit a Sleep Number store or go to sleepnumber.com. Sleep Number, to a good life sleep.
It's time for the Larry H. Miller Utah Summer Games at Southern Utah University in Cedar City. Register today to participate in the 40th anniversary season of a Utah sports tradition at utahsummergames.org. Participate in over 50 sports around the state. Then plan to join the opening ceremonies Friday, June 5th, presented by State Bank of Southern Utah. Register today to participate in the 40th anniversary season of the Larry H. Miller Utah Summer Games.
The band is the head and the heart. Tickets are on sale, ronmcbridefoundation.org to benefit after-school programs for at-risk children and youth in Title I schools. Get your tickets online at ronmcbridefoundation.org. They'll be at the State Fair Park Saturday night, August 22nd. You're going to announce a local band or a band with some local people in it.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's not quite done, so we can't talk about it.
Yeah, we got to sign the contracts first.
Yeah, look at you.
I'll sign a contract. Don't worry.
PK,
I'll have you read the contract because I can't read all the small print.
The fine print is where the real stuff happens.
And where the real stuff. Hey, you signed. Did you sign this? I said, no, that's not my signature.
Tickets are $49.50. PK's been to a few shows at a few places, the Depot, the Delta Center. You've been up in Deer Valley. You've been out to the amphitheater, USANA. You've been down to the Sphere in Vegas. PK, it's been a while since you could get into a name brand concert for $49.50. That's a pretty good deal.
Yeah, to give you an idea of what the prices are, the Eagles are coming back to the Sphere, and it seats 20,000. And I got in the queue yesterday, and I was one of 150,000 people in the queue. I thought, I don't like my chances. It only seats 20,000, and I got in there at 150,000. So, and I've been liking this music that Jake has been playing coming back. And if that's what you're going to get for less than $50, you got to take advantage of it.
Get your tickets online at ronmcbridefoundation.org. And Ron, you raise money. I cannot believe how much time and energy you spend in this. You got a golf tournament coming up.
Right.
You've got a night to honor some people you are very close with, the Laydens. And obviously Frank and then Scott Layden, huge role in the Utah Jazz, establishing them here. And the late, great Lavelle Edwards and Patty, his wife, who just passed away recently. Right. So you got an event at the aquarium because obviously when I think of Ron McBride, I think of football, I think of bands, concerts, and aquariums. Yeah. You're branching out. At 87 years old, you're branching out, Mac.
Boy, I'll tell you what, that's kind of depressing. But yeah, just think about it. I look at my itinerary for the week, right? And I'm thinking, how am I going to get here and get here? And I don't drive anymore. So I get a call last night about 10:30, and Joanne couldn't make it this morning. So I called Mike. Yeah. And my wife says, "Don't call Mike," because and then he was sound asleep, right? He answers the phone. What? I said, "Hey, dude, you got to take me downtown tomorrow morning." Then he asked his wife, "What's my schedule?" And so it's kind of like,
It's a fire drill. That's what it sounds like, Mac. Your life is a fire drill.
Yeah.
Mike's over there nodding. Like, yeah, a little bit.
And so, so Mike got the short stick.
Well, Mike, we appreciate you getting him down here. The event at the aquarium, you're going to be doing scholarships.
Yeah, scholarship
for in the name of
the Edwards,
and the Laydens,
and for John Ashby.
Okay, the late great, the original Jazz Bear, who just tragically passed away very young, cancer.
I tell you what, it is so sad.
Yeah,
to think that Lavelle and Patty are both gone. And that Frank and Barbara are both gone.
Right. Barbara just passed away recently, too.
Yeah. And that the bear at such a young age, and people that were all givers. And so what we want to do is we want to give back. And so we have a lot of things. We're getting a lot of help from Steve Lindsley and from
Former BYU quarterback. Yeah.
and different people really helping us with this event.
You may know that PK is a fairly cynical guy, but when you start talking about education, especially education at Title I schools, at-risk kids, that is the best path out for a lot of kids.
Absolutely, because kids need to see that they have a legitimate chance to create a positive life for themselves. But they have to begin to take care of it at the junior high age, because you start forming ideas of what your future could look like. And the key is you want to keep the kids engaged, but you also want them around adults that they can talk to if they have problems and feel comfortable in different things. And the principals design the programs based on the kids' needs. And then what we do is support their programs. And everybody on the foundation is responsible for a school. We have, we get our monthly reports, and
yeah, the board members go and visit schools. So they actually walk through the building, talk to the administrators, see the programs. I got to do it once, ducked into classrooms, and you can feel the vibe and feel the energy. And PK, you ought to be at a board meeting when MAC decides that a program has gone sideways and it shouldn't be funded, because it's not an automatic thing. Yeah. The pithy and succinct. Yeah. Bleep them. Wow. Yeah, well, look out.
Well,
I didn't think you were wrong. I just couldn't believe that you were like basically Jesse Boone, a former offensive lineman, was in the room, and it was like you were talking in an offensive line room.
Yeah.
Except there's 20 people in the room, and there were some, football moms and coaches' wives, and
well,
there was a little shock value in your comments, Mac. That's all I'll say. There's a little shock value.
They're all used to me.
Well,
but yeah. So if they're, I want to make sure, that my money's being spent wisely.
Yeah.
And I want to make sure that everybody's following through with what they say. And the principles of the schools are key. Mm-hmm. If the principals believe in the process, they make sure it's carried out.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, Coach. I spent so many people in my family are educators. My sister, my brother-in-law, my wife just recently retired. She taught at Washington High in South Central LA, 108th Street and Denker.
I know right where Washington High School is, because we played them in high school.
Yeah, and so she was there in the 80s and into the 90s a little bit, and that's the way to success, unless you're born into money or what have you, and good luck for you if that's the case. And good on you. But for the rest of us, I had a father who dropped out of high school at 16 to help his family make money back east, a big Irish family. And so education, even though my parents didn't necessarily have it, they pushed it big time. I had a sister who ended up getting her doctorate, and she was 10 years older than me. And so she basically dragged me to college and said, you will go, and I will not have anything else to say about it. And it ended up being such a difference maker. That is literally the difference maker. And I wish we could emphasize that more, to and it doesn't necessarily have to be college or what have you, but get some type of training and some type of skill. And Nick Saban always would talk about this, and I loved when he would talk about it. You have to create value. He would talk about how you needed to create value for the football team, and then in the NFL, if that's who you were. But those are the select few. For the rest of us, we need to create value so an employer wants to hire us. And then if you have that training, then you're on your way in whatever situation. And it's going to be easier for some than others and harder for others than some. I understand that. But that still is the most reliable way to improve your life, is through some type of formal education.
Yep. And you're 180% correct. I mean, because education is the key to all of it. And you take I divided people into 3 categories. You got the red, you got the yellow, you got the green. And the red people are the 10 percenters. And they're the ones that you need to get them around the green people. And then, therefore, they see that these people are going somewhere. And then all of a sudden say, I can do that. And the idea is to get the red to the yellow and the yellow to the green. And so what you do as a football coach, you spend most of your time with the red people. And then once you get them to the yellow, then they can kind of take care of themselves. But the first couple of years, it's very difficult because it's a day-to-day process. Now, if you can eliminate that process at a younger age, and where people can see, yes, I do have a good chance. I have something that I can see my mind to, and it creates a future for me. Then it gives me a purpose.
Yeah.
So you need, and hopefully by the time the young people get out of high school, they have a purpose. And the purpose is really to take education as far as you can take it. Because the more education you have a chance of a better thinking.
Yeah. And you never know. We never know in life what any one of us is going through. But
Right.
you certainly don't know with the kids. And that whole red, yellow, green, I've heard you talk about that. And Thomas Jefferson Junior High was a school you had me go to. And I was impressed with the administrator right away. He was assistant principal then. He's the principal now. And he walked me through, and we literally just opened the door and ducked into the classrooms of these different things that were going on that particular day I was out there. And one of those teachers you talk about, and PK knows this because he's got so many educators in the class, duck into the art room, and there were so many kids in the art room.
Right.
And I can't help it. PK knows I did this. I immediately counted the number of kids. It was just, there were just so many kids packed in there.
Yeah.
There were 41 kids because that teacher is that green person. And there was something that she gave off, and the kids just wanted to be in her presence. And some of them might have a real gift, and art might play a big role in their life one day. And for another, it's just a way to pass a Thursday afternoon, but it's a positive experience. And then they feel better about school. They feel better about the place. And this one kid came up, and she couldn't have been cuter. She couldn't have been more polite. She couldn't have been nicer. She knew the assistant principal by name, and he clearly liked her. And they had a little conversation about what was going on. She walked away. He said, nobody's facing bigger hurdles than her. I'm surprised she's here. Attendance is a real issue. There's a lot of trauma in that family. And he said it super quiet. Nobody else in that room heard it. It was a little chaotic.
Yeah.
Nobody heard it but me. And it's just kind of like you couldn't know. If you'd walked by, you would have never predicted that was the, 13, 14-year-old, whatever she was.
Yeah.
And you're like, that teacher with that kid, how does it turn out? And the only way is to invest in them.
Yeah.
So all the people who buy the concert tickets, who go to the aquarium, who go to your golf tournaments, you're gonna give away somewhere around $500,000 or $600,000 this year.
Yeah.
So, but it only happens with people going to these concerts, and there are some big donors in town who you know from your days as boosters.
We're so thankful for
The Eccles give you money, the Millers give you money, on down the line. A lot of
Marcourts.
prominent families.
Ryan Bowen has been a huge asset to us now, and we're doing this golf thing up at Rick Lindsay's private golf course at the end of Sape's tournament, Fulmer's tournament, my tournament. The winners of those tournaments will all play at a championship round up at Rick's private golf course, and then the winners of that get a special trip to a course in Monterey, and we fly them there, and so so it goes on and on and on.
All right, so golf, football, concerts, aquariums, there you go.
Yeah.
The Mount Rushmore of Ron McBride's life right there.
Well, I tell you what, it's just like,
All to support Title I schools.
yeah.
All right.
First of all, I love what we're doing because I think it's important, and the more you do it, the more important it is, because you just see the difference in education. As far as I'm concerned, is the key.
Yep. All right, the football for people who tuned in and just here at the end of the hour and want all the highlights. Just to summarize, to make sure I got this right, You're impressed that BYU kept so much of the roster together. You're impressed with their team speed. You think their quarterback is special, and you expect big, big things out of him. For Utah, the secondary is great. The D-line is probably the biggest question mark. The offense, you think, is pretty good. Best receiver group you've seen. And the offense is going to look different, but McGivern's a smart guy, and he will adapt and figure it out. It'll be different, but it'll also be a little similar and very good.
Yeah, well, I think they'll utilize packages with both quarterbacks in the game.
Get Ficklin in the game as well.
Yeah. Ficklin is a special commodity. I mean, that guy's so much fun to watch because he's a creator, you know. So he's a fun guy. And the running backs have great speed. I mean, they're a bunch of fast dudes.
Yep.
And then the transfer guys they got in the wide receiver group, they took one from Utah State, one from San Jose State, and I think one from Mississippi, and all quality players.
Yeah.
So that game between Utah and BYU will be huge. You know, and I think it's played at Utah this year.
Yep.
So, but both those teams will be very good.
Okay. And Eric Kerr, just give him a year or two, let him build it up. The cupboard wasn't exactly full, and he's got to deal with the transfer portal, but give it a year or two, and they'll be scoring points in bunches.
Well, I think that Eric Kerr was a good hire, you know, and I think it was his. He kind of, I talked to him a couple of times about, you want to coach in college, and then he really didn't. But it was kind of the right time for him, and he'll do well. And Bronco is Bronco. You know, Bronco's done a great job up at Utah State, and Bronco stays on task. I mean, you don't be messing with what Bronco's doing. Just kind of leave him alone. Let him be Bronco. Yeah.
Let Bronco be Bronco.
Bronco is Bronco. He's a no BS, just down the line dude.
Yep. Well, Mac, we appreciate the time, and we appreciate your son Mike bringing you in here so we get to talk football with you for an hour.
Yeah, Mike is very, very valuable today. Although he told me I didn't bring my wallet. He says, "Well, I'm almost out of gas." And what he's saying, what he's saying, you want to fill. And he and you know what? Grandma gave him my car. So I said, "Where's my car?" He said, "Oh, Mike's got it now." I said, "So," and I've got a credit card that could put gas in the car.
Come on, DJ, give him $100 bill before he leaves, would you?
Hook him.
I think I'll borrow it from Lloyd. Lloyd.
Now, Lloyd will be counterfeit. DJ's the real deal.
No, Lloyd's got one of those $100 gas cards from that golf tournament you're at down there at Copper Rock, right?
Coach,
Copper Rock bag and $100 for giving the gas card.
You have heard this before from DJ, right?
Paycheck is why I live in Utah. Okay, play. Hit Coach all the drops. Give him some PK singing too.
Hey, this is so much fun. So. My guy's laughing. He's having a good time. Lloyd's having a good time. Mike is I don't know. He's
Mike's tired. You woke him up last night. You woke him up this morning.
Yeah. So, he's on he's a GA now.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he retired, after 35 years at Arizona State. Came home, and then
I knew I liked him.
And then when he came home, Grandma says, "You're responsible for him now."
That's not retiring. That's a full-time job.
That is a full-time job.
You got that right, PK.
Yeah. All right, we got to take a break. Mac, thanks for coming in. We appreciate it. Great to have you here. Thanks for the hour.
Okay. Hey,
All
have a good day.
All right, you too.
Hey.
And people can go online and buy tickets to see The Head and the Heart Saturday, August 22nd, Utah State Fair Park, RonMcBrideFoundation.org, $49.50. You're going to have food trucks out there. You're going to have dirty sodas out there. It's going to be a whole Saturday night of entertainment. Yeah. And you got another band you're going to announce.
And God bless PK and all the people in his family that are educators.
Yeah, right?
Thank you.
Hey,
yeah,
you tell your wife, You tell all of us. If she taught at Washington High School, she earned her living.
Yeah, she coached softball and volleyball at Washington. Yeah.
Oh man, yeah. So.
All right, DJ PK, we got to take a break. Mac, thanks for the hour. We really appreciate it. That was great. RonMcBrideFoundation.org for your concert tickets. DJ and PK, we're back with everything you missed in this show next.
If the world were like a Sleep Number mattress, everything would adapt for your comfort. Because as your life changes and your body changes, Sleep Number mattresses adapt and shift to give you personalized comfort night after night. And now everything's on sale during our Memorial Day event. Save up to $1,200 on mattresses for a limited time. To experience a whole new world of comfort, visit a Sleep Number store or go to sleepnumber.com. Sleep Number, to a good life sleep.
Mom, can you tell me a story?
Sure. Once upon a time, a mom needed a new car.
Was she brave?
She was tired, mostly. But she went to Carvana.com and found a great car at a great price. No secret treasure map required.
Did she have to fight a dragon?
Nope. She bought it 100% online. From her bed, actually.
Was it scary?
Honey, it was as unscary as car buying could be.
Did the car have a sunroof?
It did, actually.
Okay, good story.
Car buying you'll want to tell stories about. Buy your car today on
Carvana.
Delivery fees may apply.
DJ PK, it's 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. Time for the Slacker Radio headlines brought to you by Trajan Wealth. Call Trajan Wealth today, your local trusted financial fiduciary. Call them at 1-855-TRAJAN1 or visit their website at TrajanWealth.com. 1-855-TRAJAN1 or their website at TrajanWealth.com. PK, one of your big theories about the NBA playoffs, a road win, you'll get it. Very few series are one where 7 teams win or the home team wins 7 times. It happened in Cleveland's first playoff series. But in their second one, in Game 5, we finally have a breakthrough. Cleveland in overtime. They pulled themselves up off the deck. They were beaten. I always hate the left for dead. I mean, it's a basketball game, not really left for dead. But it didn't look very hopeful, and somehow they pulled it together. The Cavs only 19 points in the fourth quarter, but just enough to get to overtime and win it.
Yeah, I was surprised that Cleveland won.
Yeah.
Strus came up huge. Mobley hit a big 3. Mitchell came alive. And the thing that I really like, and I've said this many times, is that when the basket seems so stinking big that they can go ahead and that's your night. Like for Strus, clearly he was on, right? And so go ahead and shoot, son, because you're hot tonight.
Yeah.
I got no problem with that. Shoot as many 3-pointers as you want because you're really hot. But what I like is a guy can muster it up when it's not happening. And that's exactly what was going on with Donovan Mitchell. It wasn't happening for him. He was having a lousy shooting night. The ball was not going in at the level that we're accustomed to and the rate we're accustomed to with Donovan Mitchell. But he still found ways to make big baskets to put his team in a position to win the game. That's the mark of when you know you got somebody who's just extremely confident in himself. And I love that, or herself. It doesn't matter. And to have Donovan play the way he did, make vital contributions scoring-wise when it wasn't his night, that's what's impressive. We know Rodney Hood, didn't he score like 25 points in one quarter once?
Yeah, he did.
Okay, that's his night, right? He can't be stopped. It happens. Rodney Hood was an NBA player. I just saw that he just graduated, by the way, the other day. Good for him going back and getting his education because now he can go back and speak to kids about the importance of it because he did it when he didn't need to do it, but yet he still did it. And that's something that needs to be celebrated for sure. So Mitchell doing his thing. And I'm wondering, the Cavs, in the first series, they knew they did not have to win on the road. Well, in order to advance to get to the conference final, they have to win on the road, and they did it. That doesn't mean the series is over, but extremely impressive that they were able to do it. You need a breakthrough. This group needs a breakthrough, and having James Harden be there is something that has been beneficial to them. Not that he's get on my back kind of guy, although I think I saw this morning he's the first guy to score 30 points in a playoff game for 6 different teams. Something to be said for that. He takes a lot of crap for not being a big-time player when it matters the most, and maybe he isn't, and we'll see what happens. The second round is still the second round. But for Cleveland and this group, that was a level of accomplishment that should give them even more confidence to close out this series, and then we'll see what happens against the Knicks.
Mitchell was 2 for 10 and really struggling through 3 quarters. But he was 2 for 5 in the fourth quarter, and then he was 3 for 3 in overtime. So heating up late. And I think the thing with Harden, and one of the reasons Mitchell heated up, is that he can score from different places on the court. He wasn't just taking threes. He was also getting to the rim. He was mixing it up. And with Harden, at this point in his career, people say, well, he's not the number one guy and he can't dominate. I just wonder how much that limited him, that they were so James Harden-centric in his prime in Houston. And now, I've been talking the last few days about, having options. Well, Cleveland does have options. They have different guys who can score, different ways who can score. Harden doesn't have to be great every night, and you can't play him like he's going to be great every night because other guys will beat you. So I don't expect him to be awesome every night, but I do expect him to be awesome a couple times in a series. They're going to need that if they're going to win 4, and they certainly got it out of him last night. And again, score different ways, and that guy can get to the free throw line. He'll probably be able to get to free throws line when he's 60 years old. He could probably walk in a game and draw a foul. He was 11 of 14 at the line. I mean, that's just so many free throws.
I think the issue from him when he turns 60 is when he shoots the three and then automatically falls down, how well and how quickly will he be able to get up?
Good point. Rock solid. Cleveland outshot Detroit at the free throw line 38-20, and they win the game by 4. The free throw attempts for the road team almost double. So they got the whistle. They went to the hoop. Mitchell was talking earlier in the series about he goes to the hoop. He doesn't always get the whistle, but he got 6 free throws. Mobley got 6, and Harden got 14, and they made it work. Now they can close that series out Friday. No games tonight. San Antonio trying to close out Minnesota on Friday also. That was the big NBA news right there. The baseball news, Shohei Ohtani may be in a slump at the plate, but on the mound, 7 shutout innings. He only gives up 4 hits. His ERA for the season is down to 0.82. Dodgers shut out the Giants 4-0 with Shohei being the star.
Shohei the way.
Right?
The Shohei way kid, man. He's awesome on the mound this year.
Shohei's unreal. And we talked a lot of football with Ronnie Mack. You heard him talk about multiple teams there. Let Bronco be Bronco. Utah, the D-line is the question mark in Mack's mind. And BYU's got really good team speed and an excellent quarterback. And Kerr's going to need a little time at Weber State, but he expects him to get it going. Your thoughts on anything you heard on Mack as he talked a lot of spring football for teams around the state?
Yeah, I think there's a little surprise mystery with the offensive line for Utah, replacing all 5 starters. I know some other guys have gotten opportunities to play, and I would expect Coach McBride to say positive things about Jordan Gross because
that's his guy.
Yeah, right. And so I understand that, but you got to see it together, work together. Other than that, the running back, Parker's really good. We already know that. The receivers, it seems like I've been hearing that forever. This is the group. So excuse me if I lack faith.
Okay, but is there any difference in your mind? I mean, if it was Kyle coming back, then it would really be the same thing. But Morgan, with new coaches and his own twist on it, I mean, if there's going to be a change, doesn't it make sense it would be now? Although you're right, it could possibly be overhyped again.
No, because Devin Dampier is not a pure passer. I'm going to pick you apart in the pocket. Watch me throw for 350, 400 yards. If you're asking him to do that, you're cutting him off at the knees. That's not his strength. His strength is moving the ball and running with it and getting defenses in scramble situations. That doesn't mean he can't throw, but they could have the best receivers that they've ever had. Good. Let's just go on that argument's sake. Fine. I don't have any problem with that. But it's not like they're going to be some big-time passing team because they don't have big-time passing quarterbacks. Would I rather have a big-time passer and lousy receivers, or would I reverse? No, I'd rather have the big-time passer, but that's not who Devin Dampier is. So you're going all of a sudden you're going to ask him to be something completely different. And Ficklin, every time we talk about him, what do we talk about? He's exciting. He's a dynamic runner.
Yeah.
We don't ever talk about him sitting and picking defenses apart in the pocket. And now, supposedly, that's going to change this year. That'd be ridiculous if it changed this year.
You buying all the hype around BYU, especially with Texas Tech and the QB problem they find themselves in here?
I think Texas Tech is going to be just fine. And once we get to conference, because I'm a believer in Hammond, and, I saw him personally. Obviously, I was at the game when the Utes came, the Texas Tech came to Rice Eccles, and I saw what he did. And so I'm expecting him to be able to build on it as long as he's healthy. If he's not healthy, that's another issue. But if he is, and he should be, certainly by the time they get to conference play, if not, maybe not the first game, but, they play Houston, I think, off the bat, but the second game, and you only need to finish second. You don't need to finish first. So I don't think that Texas Tech is going to take a big hit that way if Hammond is healthy. But I think BYU, they've earned the right to be considered a contender for the Big 12 title game down there at the Cowboys Stadium, right? I mean, they were right there, tied for first, and then got the second bid last year. So I'm expecting that. They, in my mind, have built this program up, and we can talk about it. Is this the best that the program has ever been? We've got plenty of time to talk about that because of what they've been able to do. And they no longer recruit that speed out of junior college. They can go get guys and develop them and have them blossom when their time is ready to big time players, instead of bringing junior college kids in and have to crash course them and get out on the field almost immediately. That's not where this program is anymore.
DJ and PK, that's what we've been talking about. Wherever you get your podcast, go get it, find it, whatever you want to hear all morning long. When we come back, your feedback, the question of the day. What do you have to say about the CBS Sports Report that A.J. DeBonsa prefers to stay in Utah and play for the Jazz? Is it going to happen? We'll get to that next. Stay with us.
If the world were like a Sleep Number mattress, everything would adapt for your comfort. Because as your life changes and your body changes, Sleep Number mattresses adapt and shift to give you personalized comfort night after night. And now everything's on sale during our Memorial Day event. Save up to $1,200 on mattresses for a limited time. To experience a whole new world of comfort, visit a Sleep Number store or go to sleepnumber.com. Sleep Number, to a good life sleep.
I sold my car in Carvana last night.
Well, that's cool.
No, you don't understand. It went perfectly. Real offer, down to the penny. They're picking it up tomorrow. Nothing went wrong.
So, what's the problem?
That is the problem. Nothing in my life goes as smoothly. I'm waiting for the catch.
Maybe there's no catch.
That's exactly what a catch would want me to think.
Wow, you need to relax.
I need to knock on wood. Do we have wood? Is this table wood?
I think it's laminate.
Okay, yeah, that's good. That's close enough.
Car selling without a catch. Sell your car today on
Carvana.
Pickup fees may apply.
Join Scotty G and the coach, Tim Lacombe, tomorrow from 10 to 2 at Tim Dolly Mazda at 10785 South Auto Mall Drive in Sandy. DJ and PK, we've got the question of the day up. PK, you put it up here. CBS Sports reports A.J. DeBonsa prefers to stay in Utah and play for the Jazz. It's going to happen, ain't it? Jason says no. Trade the pick to Milwaukee for Giannis.
No way.
No way. They're building for the future. No. They're not out getting a 30-year-old, right?
No, I think he's going to be 32 actually too.
I
think it's heartwarming because I know guys that, one in particular, that if they had their choice, they wouldn't live in Utah. But AJ and his family, they could potentially have a choice, and they want to live in Utah.
I've lived in Utah too long. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah. I mean, I know a guy who's only here for the money. That's it. That no other reason to be in our most beautiful state in the entire union, simply because of the gobs and gobs and gods and wads and wads and wads of money.
Yeah.
You saved the school $600,000?
$600,000.
Wow. I should have made that noise. That would have been awesome.
Paycheck is why I live in Utah.
Yeah, paycheck is why you live in Utah.
Yeah, I moved here for a job.
You were sworn under oath when you said that.
I moved here for a job. True story.
I got a big TV.
But that's why
I've been in California life.
That's two different things. Everybody moves here for a job if they get a job. But then after they've established themselves as the 14-time City Weekly Player of the Year, have all sorts of opportunities to move, but they choose to stay here. No, you don't. You stay here because this is where you are so freaking compensated so well. The size of your TV reflects it.
If I hadn't been offered that job, I probably wouldn't live in Utah.
I always have problems with reality.
Yeah, that's true too. Yeah.
No, that's in the past. This was paycheck is why I live in Utah. That's the current. That's what we call the present tense.
Paycheck
it's not
is why I live
the
in
past.
Utah.
It's not the future. Paycheck is why I live, not lived. Shameless.
John says a smart play is for the Jazz to pick whoever's available at number 2. You're going to get such a good talent. Why pay to move up and get good talent when you sit right where you are and get good talent? Don't you think there's a decent chance that's how it plays out? And if it does play out that way, I'm still not ruling that they end up with Debonsa.
Okay, what is a decent chance?
Right now, I feel like everything's in a hat right now because it's so early. I don't know that the Wizards have decided. Get past all the interviews and that.
A number, not anything that's going to be held staple to your forehead.
The odds that Utah drafts number 2, I would put it, say, like 80%.
Well, I mean, if they want Debonsa, though. That's the thing. If you want him, go get him.
Probably, I'm dropping the number to like 30 or 40% that Debonsa drops there. I think it's more likely than not that Debonsa ends up number 1. But I still think I don't have a firm feel for what Washington thinks. I'm leaning towards Washington wants to play it safe because as much as they want to get it right, they really don't want to get it wrong.
They're not going to get it wrong. Neither of these teams are getting it wrong. If you gave me Darren Peterson today, I'd be ecstatic.
Even if his middle name is Nathan, although we don't really know what his middle name is.
Well, I'll come up with a nickname once he gets here. We'll have to. If he ends up being here, I don't want to be known as somebody who slapped a DNP on him. We'll figure out something.
Well, it's one nickname per day. I mean, I don't want you to run through all your stick here. Pace yourself on the show. Anyone who does radio understands that. Today's nickname is Cathedral.
Yes.
Because there's such a high ceiling on A.J. Debonsa, a.k.a. the nickname is the Cathedral.
Right.
He was really good. He was really good at BYU, but there is upside for sure. So, a.k.a. the Cathedral.
Any kid who's 19 years old is
better have
upside,
right?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's because if you are a finished product at 19, you are also then a European player.
I was going to say, if you're a finished product at 19, you're off to a city rec league somewhere.
Well, we're talking of the professional. Yeah. I get your point. But, I mean, and there's nothing wrong with being that. If you can go make money overseas, more power to you. I'm not scoffing at that by any stretch. That would be awesome for those who've had the opportunity, and we know several of them.
Yeah. And Pace and Thurl have told us about it at length, and they're not the only two. Travis Hansen's come on the show and told us about it. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, that would be the idea of playing hoop and getting a paycheck, which I guess they're doing in college now anyway.
Yeah. But see the world, get a paycheck. See the world. Yeah.
And you've got somebody waiting for you at the airport, and you're not on your own, and they hold your hand metaphorically and tell you where to live and blah blah. That would be incredible. Go do that for a few years. So I'm not scoffing at that. But the NBA draft has become, in large part, what are you going to be in 3 to 5 years, not what you are right now. And that's why we see so much hit and miss, because it is about projection. It's not simply about the product that you are now. We love it and we expect that. No, we expect more. And Debonsa and Peterson and all these guys that are just barely getting started. I mean, he played 1 year of friggin' college ball. That is it. Now, I realize the game is advanced and they've got all this competition, the 17 and under, the 18 and under. It's more than what it was back in, years back. So they can elevate themselves a little quicker because it's a whole different ball game. And I appreciate that and respect that. But you're still looking for that upside, as we say. And I think a lot of these guys have it. That's why I don't think whatever the Jazz do, I don't think they can really go wrong.
DJ PK, we're all done. Scotty G and the coach are next right here on The Zone.
Ready or not, summer is coming, and Wayfair's Memorial Day clearance is on now. Right now through May 25th, get up to 70% off everything home at Wayfair. Plus, score amazing doorbuster deals all sale long and surprise flash deals on Memorial Day. We're talking thousands of products at every style and budget. Now is the time to save big on must-haves for your patio, backyard, and beyond. These savings won't last, so don't wait. Shop Wayfair's Memorial Day clearance now through May 25th.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
I sold my car in Carvana last night.
Well, that's cool.
No, you don't understand. It went perfectly. Real offer, down to the penny. They're picking it up tomorrow. Nothing went wrong.
So, what's the problem?
That is the problem. Nothing in my life goes as smoothly. I'm waiting for the catch.
Maybe there's no catch.
That's exactly what a catch would want me to think.
Wow, you need to relax.
I need to knock on wood. Do we have wood? Is this table wood?
I think it's laminate.
Okay, yeah, that's good. That's close enough.
Car selling without a catch. Sell your car today on
Carvana.
Pickup fees may apply.